Hey everyone, I'm Rob from Hunt and Hook, and I'm going to give a quick rundown of some of the gear we're looking at taking for this upcoming season. We got bear starting off here in August, and then I'm going to be running out to Montana for the upcoming early elk season, hoping to make it back for the tail end of that for Washington. So be swapping gear in and out as I go. And then I think I'm going to be hitting the late season, trying to get my mule deer tag filled, and so again it'll be another gear swap for that. So start off with packs and what we're looking at for camp setup, and then we'll move on into clothing and then little knick-knack stuff, and then I'll go through my weapon setup, what I'm going to be using. For packs, I think I'm going to stick with the Mystery Ranch. I got the Marshall here, and I used it last year. Really like this pack. I took it to Montana for our mule deer rifle hunt. Had mule deer and antelope tag for that. It just worked. It broke down really good. Compact for the quick day hunts, but also, of course, pulled off the bag pulled off the frame for packing everything out back to the truck. Luckily nothing was too crazy. We didn't actually have to pack in any camp there because we had a cabin for the hunt, but it worked really well. I've used it for a couple of longer hunts. I did 12 days 2 years ago with this pack, and was able to take it out, swap out gear every 4 days, and it seemed to handle everything I needed. So I'm going to stick with this pack for this year. And then I've been running this the Sitka Day Pack for most of the scouting season and during the summer, hitting up some of the 3D hunts. I really like this pack for quick in and out, but it doesn't have a meat shelf, doesn't have anywhere for me to stick anything, and every time I go in I want to plan on bringing something out. So I'm going to leave this one. Don't really think I'm going to be packing it with me at all, but it is a great pack for quick day trips. If you're a tree stand hunter, if you're close to your truck where you can drag something, definitely a great pack to use for that. Lightweight, fits great, and it's pretty comfortable. So packed quite a bit of gear in that for how small it is. For camp setup this year, I've been using this Outdoor Vitals. It's the Airy 20 underquilt. Really like this. I'm going to be taking this with me, and I got the Outdoor Vitals 6-sided tarp. Works really great. I've used it pretty much just on the ground. Put it up between a couple trees. I also propped it up with a trekking pole. Worked great in both configurations. So I'll be taking that with me for backpack hunts. I've got the Outdoor Vitals Dominion 2.5 person tent. I'll be bringing this for base camp, or depending on what my hunting partner wants to do. If he wants to share a tent, might be taking this in. Otherwise, I'm more than comfortable with just a tarp. So yeah, looking forward to testing this out this year. Just got that in. And then I've got the Outdoor Vitals 30-degree bag. And I might be taking this early season as opposed to the 20. I don't know, I'm pretty comfortable in the 20. And I don't mind packing a little extra weight. And because it's a quilt, it opens up. So we'll see. Maybe just use this as a spare. Keep it back at camp in case everything else gets wet. And then for my pad, I got the Outdoor Vitals insulated pad. Used this a couple times. It's nice to pack with me. It's pretty lightweight for an insulated pad, and it fills up real easy. So definitely gonna be taking this. I think this, the tarp, and the 20-degree quilt will be my backpack camp setup. And then I'll save the tent and the 30-degree bag for camp. For clothing this year, I'm going to be using I got the Sitka Ascent pants. start off with the bear hunt with these. Great lightweight, and as far as I've seen, they're very durable. A couple times I was worried sliding down rock faces and stuff that I was going to tear them up, but they hold up, not a scratch on them. I got my Kelvin Light vest. I tend to always pack it with me, no matter what temperature it's going to be. I think this early bear season is going to be supposed to be in the low to mid 80s, but I'll probably just pack it for night. This doesn't take up a whole lot of space. It's not very heavy. As we move into later season, just got some gloves. Probably throw those in the pack when I swap out for Montana. Also, I'm a gator guy, so I'll be pulling the gators out for Montana. Just nice to have them with me. When the cold weather rolls in, I got the what's this one? The Traverse Core cold weather, and yeah, I love this thing. I picked up a couple of them, picked up just for everyday wear because I like it so much. And then I'll be going with the mountain pants, probably for Montana for the later hunt, and I'll also roll with those with a base layer into late season. And then I got the Cloudburst top and bottom set for rain gear. That'll be touch and go as we go, checking on the weather. So if it forecasts for rain, I'll probably throw it in. If it's supposed to be dry, probably leave it at the truck. Along with that clothing gear, I got some other, it's kind of getting into the knick-knack stuff. I got my Sitka harness. I'll be running the Maven C1s. I like the 12 power. Just picked these up, and I've been running with them during the off season and scouting. Really like these, so throw those in there. Those will be with me all the time. Picked up the Black Diamond Whippet. I like the idea of a trekking pole, but I also don't really like having my bow strapped to my bag when I'm out, so I like to have one hand free. This kind of has been working out. I can use it to prop up my tarp, and yeah, it saved me a couple times, especially during the winter hiking season. I'll be running the real game calls for the first time. Yeah, it's just a external reed, expandable tube. I like it. It's a little heavy, but I like the sound spin out of it. It's really easy to play. Comes with a single and a two reed mouthpiece. So, and along with that, I got the elk reel cow call. So, be running that pair. Kind of in my knick-knacky stuff, I have a small first aid kit, real basic. Just got a bandage or a wrap. I got a couple of bandages, ointment. Nothing too crazy. Pretty lightweight and pretty basic. This is kind of an emergency kit. Aside from my medical kit, I just carry some matches. Got some hot hand warmers. If things get too bad, carry a bug net, and then got a couple of paraffin wax cotton balls if I got to start an emergency fire. Weighs just a couple ounces, so generally just keep this in my pack all the time. Always carry wet wipes with me. I don't know, it's just kind of a creature comfort. Gotten used to it and don't really plan on changing it. I use the Sawyer Mini. I've had this for a few years now. I definitely am planning on upgrading the dirty water bag, but it's been working pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it's just foolproof, does what it's supposed to do. So taking that. Got this quick cut kit. I have no idea what it is. My wife got it for me, and it's real basic. Seems to be a coated aluminum. Nothing's marked, but been using it for about 5 years now, and I've never had a failure, never had an issue. So figured to keep running it, and yeah, kind of like it. It's growing on me, so be taking that with me. And I got my InReach. I've had this for about 4 years now. Haven't quite been able to pull the trigger to upgrade to the InReach Mini, but this one works great still. So take this with me. I do a lot of solo hunts, so it gives my wife a little bit more peace of mind when I'm out, and lets me go more often because she's comfortable with it. So be taking that with me. Miss these on the clothing, but I'm running a brand new pair of Crispies. I believe these are the Wyoming uninsulated. I've used them so far this year in the scouting season. They're great. I have no complaints. Put them on straight out of the box, and no hot spots, no blisters, no aching feet at the end of the day. I think I put up to 12 miles in a single day on them, and yeah, they just work, comfortable, and feel good at the end of the day. So be taking those. Food wise, be taking the Green Belly meals for my midday meal. Generally take a Mountain House, one for each night. Nights that we're going to be back at camp, I'll probably do something a little more elaborate, bring some vegetables or something, keep them in the cooler for the truck camp. And then in the morning I pack, I call it power packs. I do a cup of easy oats or quick oats, and then a cup of protein powder in a Ziploc bag. And in the morning I just throw some water in there and mix it up. So it's not always the most tasty, but it works. Getting used to it. So be running that for pretty much every meal. Keep it simple, and that way I don't got to think about it too much. Maybe throwing a little bit of trail mix here and there, maybe just mix it up a little bit. Alright, as far as my weapon system goes, I'm a bow guy most of the time. Got my tight spot quiver. I'm running the Beeman Classic Hunter arrows, custom wrap with laser vanes. Every year I try and grab a couple different arrow setups and test them out, but I don't think I've ever gotten into a season not running the Beemans, but I think I'll probably end up keep doing that. Just seeing what's out there, seeing what I like, trying something different, and at the end of the year just go with what I like. Got my Scott Release wrist rocket, whatever you want to call it. Went through a couple different ones, landed on this, tried the back tension, didn't really like it, maybe I'm just a control freak, but I like having control over the trigger. And then I got the Bowtech Range 6, picked it up a couple years ago. Guys down at the factory helped me out, and went down to the factory bow shop, Bowtech factory shop. They got it all set up for me. Go in every year, they do a quick tune-up on it, make sure it's going right. I got the Trophy Taker Smackdown, the Option Archery Option 6 sight. Put this on as soon as I got the bow, and it's been rock solid ever since. Got the Beast Singer Sidekick. Stuck it off to the side, offsets the quiver really nicely. Really well balanced bow. I like it, and yeah, I pretty much run year round with this, no matter what the season. I got in a couple different options. I'm switching to a 2-blade this year, so I picked up the Iron Will So the V125, guys over at Iron Will hooked me up with a couple of these to test out. So hopefully I'll be getting a video for that pretty soon here. Also got a set of the 125 Kudu broadheads. Again, Kudu sent them to me. I'm going to try and do a little test video comparison. And just my trials and tribulations switching over to a 2-blade, going from a 3-blade 100 to a 2-blade 125. And third one is the Dirt Nap. These ones are a 100 grain 2-blade with a 25 grain collar that you can put on, take off. So you get out to the range, doing a couple of shots, make sure everything's hitting correctly. And I think for the early bear season, I'm going to run 2 of each and go from there. Maybe I'll split it 3 and 3. Maybe I'll go 2 and 2. I haven't quite decided yet. It all depends on how everything flies. So that's pretty much my gear rundown. Things will get swapped in and out, and I'm sure I'll find out some things that work, some things that aren't working for this year, and tune it down a little bit as we get closer to September 1st, and then definitely swapping out a lot of things as we get to the later season, late October, November time, when the snow starts flying. Definitely have to pack in a little bit of extra weighted gear, a little heavier weight clothing, more insulated layers, but aside from that, most of the pack should stay the same. But yeah, that's pretty much my gear rundown for 2019, and hopefully it all works out and have a successful season.